Hi everyone and welcome to Vintage Digitals. So today's video is about the repair of the Casio transmitter watch, and the word repair, if you noticed in the title, is in quotations, and you'll see why in a couple of minutes. So I bought this watch from a person in Japan that I previously bought from, and I know he is a trustworthy person. The watch had the transmission part working, but the LCD wouldn't turn on, and I immediately assumed that it was a separate module, the transmission circuit and the part that shows the time and has the chrono features. And when it got here and I'd open it, it confirmed that indeed Casio used separate modules for this, and you can easily see that here we have the timekeeping part, and here we have the part responsible for the transmission of the voice. This wire is supposed to connect to the module just so it can pick up one of the buttons on the side, because it doesn't have buttons on the other side. So the culprit why it wasn't working is an all too common thing we see, and this is the battery that was inside. That is one of the most oxidated batteries I have ever seen in my life. So I started to clean the module, hoping I would get it to work. It didn't have any eaten out traces, and after a good clean it was like new. But upon testing it, it wouldn't fire up, so I assumed that I would have to go the route of trying to change components. It does have a couple of capacitors, so I would have started with that. And I dreaded the whole process because I had to take down the capacitors, measure them, find them on eBay, order them, and so on. But I had another idea. From the watch you can see that Casio weren't eager to have a top quality construction like you would find in a Seiko or Citizen. So I assumed that they wanted to keep production costs down, which meant that this module may have been in other watches. And it's a fairly small module, which meant that it should have been in a women's watch. So I did search for Casio digital women's watch, and the module that turned out that it was this. It's the Casio LA 670. And when I looked at the module, it had, you can see the outlines near the screen. It has the exact same graphics, like 30, 20, 15, 10, 13, 20, 15, 10. And I looked in the manual and saw that it had the exact same features. So I'm assuming that the module inside the transmitter watch is actually the module inside this cheap watch from Casio. So I didn't even open it. I got this online after a couple of days. I opened the transmitter watch and realized that getting one of these modules would be the first step to take. And I'm about to open it right now and see if that can replace this. And if it can, then we have a perfectly working transmitter watch, and that is good knowledge to know if anybody else has a gem like this with a non-working display. These are still manufactured, or they can be purchased as vintage. The internet is full of them. So let's go on with opening it. My expectations are that it is the same module, but it uses a different type of battery. And let's see. I am doing it for the first time, so no joke on that one. And we have a round shaped module. I'll just remove this one. There we go. And we'll just remove this one as well. Yeah, so we do have a difference. It is in fact a different module, but it has the same features. So I'll try and see if I can put this into this form factor. Appears to fit perfectly. And the mode button I would have to solder on. So the way Casio brought the command for that button was to solder this contact from this button through this wire on this side, and we are going to do that right now. So it's going to be the one on the bottom left. You can see this is the mode button, so we need to access that one. First thing that we are going to do is we don't need this spring thing here, and we want to get rid of that. And we are just going to bend it outwards slightly, and then using pliers we are going to remove it. I'm going to try and get it as flush as possible. There we go. And now we have the exposed pad there. And we are going to apply a bit of solder to that. A bit more. There we go. And that's all we need to do. That's all the work under the microscope, and now we are going to move to the other perspective and give it a test. So we're going to carefully lay in the module, and we do have to be careful. The two buttons that we have left need to be aligned with these two buttons on the side of the case. And there we go. Pressing the mode, you can start, stop, reset chrono. And that's what I meant with quote unquote and not actual fix, because we've just swapped out the module. Small soldering job, but we now have a fully working Casio transmitter watch. Thanks for watching, and join me on the next video when we'll be talking further digital watches. Bye.